Book Dragons. So I don't think I've ever actually started this vlog. I think I started reading for this project before I actually introed this vlog. So I always laugh when I hear people are doing secret projects because they just always make me laugh. But I actually got invited to be a part of a secret project, so now I can't laugh anymore, now can I? So Danny from Danny Dabbles invited me to be a part of the Booktuber battle, and basically you're in a group of people. They give you guys recommendations. You don't know who's recommending you books. You read the books, and your goal is to try to find like a really, really favorite book, see who knows your taste best. I gave my group their the books that I thought that I liked, my favorite books of the last couple of years. They gave me books. So I'm going to do the first Booktuber for this one. And I think it's Booktuber C, I think. I'm going to go check that on my phone because I don't remember which one it is. But I think it's C. Let me go check that. Hi Book Dragons, I'm back. So I'm actually going to start this vlog a little bit earlier than I thought. So for this project and this secret project, one of the books I'm going to be reading is Aiden Thomas's The Sunbearer Trials. And I'm just going to tell you about the first 25%, and then I will come back and give you guys my thoughts as I keep reading. But I just want them to be fresh as I'm reading it because this vlog is probably not going to go out until like August. So I have read other stuff by Aiden Thomas. I've read Cemetery Boys, which I really loved. I read Lost in the Never Woods, and this is his newest book. The sequel actually comes out relatively soon for this, so if I like it, I may continue. Right off the bat, I think that this book has a lot of world building at the start, and I'm a little bit confused because there's a lot of characters. However, at the end of 25%, I feel like we're probably going to get a bit of more of a cleaner story, but it's a lot of world building, a very, very unfamiliar world, so I think that tends to happen. And normally with God stories, that tends to happen because there's a lot to tell the audience about. But I follow a main character named Tio, and he is a jade demigod. And there are gold demigods in this, or gold gods in this society. And when they have kids, they go to this school. And it all leads up to this Sunbearer Trials, where you kind of find your leader and then you're sacrificed for the year. Tio does not think he's ever going to be in the Sunbearer Trials, but reluctantly he gets chosen and he's not sure why. And he has to team up with his two other people to kind of make their way through this competition. There is a lot of diversity right off the bat. Aiden Thomas does write such just very, very beautiful, diverse stories. I'm really liking it. I like that we have a trio of characters. That is my jam again. I just like 3 characters. I think that it really does flesh out the story. We're only currently getting Tio's point of view, but we also are learning about the other side characters, which I'm liking. And it's a competition. Competition books normally read a little bit quicker to me as well. So I'm excited to dive in and keep working on that. So I will give you guys an update when I have read up to page, maybe when I get to page 50% in this, and I'll give you guys an update. But so far I'm having a good time. I just know that the first 25% was a bit rough because I felt like I was getting a lot of information. I felt like it was a lot of info dumping. I feel like I wasn't that familiar with the world. So I will give you guys an update when I get up to 50%, and then we'll chat then. Bye. I was wrong. I am reading for Booktuber A. So I actually started this vlog like a lot earlier than I thought I was going to start it, but I'm going to intro the vlog now, as I just said, and then we're going to get into you guys seeing me read book 1, and then I'm going to come back and go actually read book 2 because that's where I am in current time. So yeah, I'm really excited to be a part of this project. I'm really excited to figure out who I think recommended me these books. I will have all the creators linked below, and I will make my decision at the end. But yeah, I'm really excited. I love being more a part of the booktube community, and I'm so happy for Danny for inviting me. So yeah, let's get into the books I'm going to read for this vlog. The 2 books that I got recommended from Booktuber A is The Sunbearer Trials by Aiden Thomas, which has been on my TBR for so long. I actually really liked Aiden Thomas's other book, Cemetery Boys and Into the Never Wood, and I'm really excited to dive into this book. And the other book that they gave me was The Do-Over by Lynn Painter. So I read a lot of YA books. I'm just a YA girly, so I'm really excited to dive into these. So in full transparency, you're going to see my thoughts for Sunbearer Trials when I was doing the amazing readathon, because it worked perfectly for one of the prompts on the God leg, and Aiden Thomas is LGBTQ+, so it really worked perfectly. So I read this book for that, so you guys are going to see my thoughts for that, and then I'm going to flash to the future or current time when I'm going to read The Do-Over by Lynn Painter, because I'm reading these books slightly out of order. I really did not plan on starting this vlog that early because I was still teaching. So I don't even know what that footage looks like, but I will give you guys my thoughts at the end for both books. But yeah, let's go into read Sunbearer Trials and then we'll come back and we'll start the do-over. Book Dragons, I'm back. It is Wednesday. We're off for Juneteenth, so I'm home from work. Actually, I'm really glad I'm home from work because yesterday I went to go see The Wiz. But I just wanted to say that. A little bit of B-roll. It was really, really good. Definitely not my favorite. I think that I'm still more of a Wicked fan just because that story really impacted me. But it was a really, really good show. So, back to Sunbearer Trials by Aiden Thomas. I'm enjoying this book. I think that sometimes when I read trial-based stories, I get a little bit lost in the details. This is very much a plot-forward story, and you definitely focus on Tio. I really do like Tio as a character, and I like the side characters. I think there's a lot happening in the story, and I think maybe it's just right book, wrong time, because I feel like I'm a little bit lost in all the details of this story. But again, that's sort of how I feel when I read stuff for the Amazing Readathon, which is when I'm reading this, but it's legit the perfect book. So, I have off today. I have to go to the doctor. I have to go fix my camera. I might have to go run a couple more errands. I gotta go get my hair done. Yeah, it's gonna also be steaming hot the next couple of days, so I do not know what that's going to bring. I also have to start thinking about packing because I'm going to ALA next week, but alas, a lot is happening. But I did want to say that I did wind up getting up to page 300 in this book, and I think I could definitely finish it today. I really want to do some sightseeing on this leg because I'm in the middle of 2 books, but again, that's more for Amazing Readathon. I'll talk about that in like a totally different vlog, but I am enjoying it. I think I'm struggling with the amount of things happening in the story. I love the conversations about LGBTQ rep, about the trans elements of the story. I think it's really unique. I do like the gods. I just think plot-wise, I'm falling a little bit by the wayside. It's not as interesting to me, but that's okay. So I'm gonna go read the next 50 pages, and then I'll give you guys like an update. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. Dragons, I'm back. I definitely have to charge my battery on my camera, but I did want to say that I did wind up getting up to page, sorry, this is also a totally new camera because my other one broke, I think I broke it. And I haven't been filming on this one, so I don't have a ton of like memory left, but I did want to say that I did wind up getting up to page 140 in the Sunbearer Trials by Aiden Thomas. This is for my Booktube battle project. I'm reading books focusing on Booktuber A. I don't know who that is, but hopefully by the end of this video we will have figured it out. I am liking this book. It's very, very trial heavy. I said at the start it was very like character heavy, and there was a lot of characters I think you had to follow. But I like that we're definitely like solidifying the cast. We have 3 main characters that I am really enjoying. So I'm hopeful that the next bit of this will kind of like solidify it for me, because I really did like Cemetery Boys. I like the infused of the culture. I also like the trans rep in here, which is really, really good. The competition is definitely pushing the story forward. There's just a lot of characters. So yeah, I'm gonna go read another 50 pages and I'm gonna give you an update. I'm gonna go back to watching Bridgerton, which is my plan for today. Go charge my battery so I can film the other clips, because right now I'm in the middle of reading 5 different reading vlogs, which is never fun. But I'm gonna go read a bit and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. Book Dragons, I'm back. I wound up reading a bit more today because I was off. So now I'm on page 200 in the Sunbearer Trials by Aiden Thomas. I am enjoying this book. I will say I don't think it's a new favorite, but I do think the representation is really interesting. I like the characters. Also, I do think we're definitely getting a type of romance that I like, or potential romance that I like. I like, I like Enemies to More that has a bit of a history connected to it. The trials are interesting. I still think the world is a bit confusing, and I still think there's a ton of characters and I don't feel connected to them. I do like our main 3. I always like a trio, so I think that Aiden Thomas is doing that well. He's really taking 3 very different point of view characters and kind of bringing it in. There's also elements of a chosen one in here that's kind of the trope that's being dealt with. I know I heard Leandra say that this book feels very dated, like the way that they kind of say things is like very, very dated. So I don't know, like in the future, if this book is gonna like just be a 2024 book or a 2023 book. Like it may, like when you add like so many modern elements to it, I think it works in the moment, but I don't know the staying power of the story. Competition stories like this sometimes do scream war to me, and I get a bit bored in war-based stories. But I do like the diversity of the characters. I like the representation. I think it's really, really interesting. But I think it's just we met so many characters that, like, now that the story is progressing and we're getting more on like these few, I think I like this book a bit more because of that. So yeah, I'm gonna go watch another episode of Bridgerton for another vlog that I'm filming. I'm filming so many vlogs this week. Sorry, that's just how it is going. But I am really having a fun time with this. I don't know if it's gonna beat Cemetery Boys with me, but I do like the characters and I will be curious to see like where the story progresses. I still feel like a little bit confused about the world. I think the potentiality of like the Sunbearer trials are very interesting. I remember when I read Powerless by Lauren Roberts, which I did like. It was like a fun time. I didn't think the trials really had a point. There really was no point to the trials. This story, the trials definitely does have a point and there's a lot of stakes with it. So I do like that. There was also a lot of talk about like classes and stuff like that, and like the golds and the jades and how their relationships are connected. And you also do have the dynamics between all the friends that are being here and the potentiality of a romances. So I am liking that. So yeah, I'm gonna go read another like 50 pages. Again, I have to go to work tomorrow, so I don't know how much more I'm gonna read. But yeah, that is the plan. So I'm gonna go read a bit more of this and give you guys an update when I can. Yeah, my goal is to finish this by tomorrow, hopefully, but I don't know if that's going to be doable. I don't read a ton during work, especially like these weeks, but I also do have off on Wednesday this week, so maybe that will just be a book. But I am liking this. I think it's interesting. I'm happy that it got chosen for me because I don't know when I would have picked it up other than for Amazing Readathon. But yeah, I will see you guys when I have read 50 more pages and have some more thoughts. Bye. Book Dragons, I'm back. It is not a lot later. It's almost 9 o'clock, but I did wind up reading 50 more pages of The Sunbearer Trials by Aiden Thomas for this vlog. I am enjoying it. I don't think it's going to be like a 5-star read. I think it's probably going to be like a 3.5-star read because I am liking it. I just think that there's a lot happening in the story and I don't think I ever fully immersed myself in the story. I do really like Tio. I really do like the side characters. I really do like all the conversations about trans rep and trans life and how it's kind of incorporated into this fantastical society, because I think that that's very, very interesting and compelling. But I just think there's a lot happening and I don't think the world fully makes sense to me, like in my head, which is upsetting because I love Cemetery Boys and I really liked his other book, the other book that they wrote, Lost in the Neverwoods, which is a Peter Pan retelling. So I'm feeling a little bit conflicted about this book. I don't know if it's wrong place, wrong time, or just me, or just the book. I don't know. But I know that I want to finish this book today before my doctor's appointment. So I'm going to go power through the last 50 pages. I'll give you guys an update, give you guys my final review. I think it's probably going to be a 3.5-star read. And again, I will preface this by saying I am reading this in the middle of the Amazing Readathon. So maybe that did hinder my enjoyment a little bit just because I felt a little bit rushed. And I don't have off. Like, normally I read books like this on a weekend because then I could power through, but it definitely was not a weekend book. It was a work week book. So, yeah. And to be very honest, I really just want to go watch Bridgerton and that's all I want to do. So maybe that is like more of a book, like a time problem and not a book problem. But I'm going to go read the last 50 pages of this and then I'll give you guys an update. Bye. Hey Book Dragons, I'm back. I just want to do a quick update for this vlog. I did wind up finishing The Sunbearer Trials by Aiden Thomas. I think I'm going to give this book 4 stars, more like 3.5, but I'm going to round it up to 4 on Goodreads. I enjoyed this book. I think that it had a lot going on, and I don't think I felt really connected to the plot and or the characters. I really did like the characters. I just feel like there was so much happening in the story. It was hard. Hi, dog nose. She's hidden tracking this one. But I liked it. I don't think it was my new favorite, but I definitely am curious for book 2. Book 2 is more of, has like the potentiality to be a trope I really like. I did like all the characters. I just felt like there was a lot happening in the story, and because of that I didn't feel that connected to the story. So yeah, that is where we are with this. So the next time you see me, I will be reading my other book for Booktuber A, which I'll explain at the start of this vlog whenever I actually start it, but just know I read this in June. Hi friends, I'm back. So it's actually like middle of July when I'm actually finishing this vlog, but we are going to read Booktuber A Second Choice, and we're going to read The Do-Over by Lynn Painter. This is my pretty Barnes & Noble edition. It's been so long since I've read a YA contemporary physically, And I've never read anything by Lynn Painter. I have very specific YA contemporary authors that I love and enjoy. I have Morgan Matson, I have Casey West, I have Caitlin Hill. So adding a new one to the list doesn't always bode the best, but I've heard a lot of good things about Lynn Painter. I think I have like 5 Lynn Painter books on my TBR. So yeah, I'm going to give this book a shot. I literally will not lie, I've read like 12 pages. But I also have a lot of time off in the summer, so hoping I can finish this book relatively quickly. So I'm going to go read about 25%. And then, sorry, I'm dealing with a bit of an allergy attack. And then I'm going to go watch Harlot Season 2 because I try to watch TV shows over the summer. And when I read about 25 pages of this, or 25% of this, I will give you guys an update. Bye! Dragons, I'm back for another update. Yesterday I literally just didn't read a lot. I had a really bad headache the previous day, and I think it's because I sat all day reading. But I did wind up getting up to chapter 10 in The Do-Over by Lynn Painter. So I have very specific contemporary romance taste. I don't like hate to more, but I also do like kind of like a gimmick when you read a book. So I've never read Lynn Painter before, as I said before, but I did get about 118 pages in. I'm having a super fun time with this book. I think that Emily reminds me of me. Emily's like not like, you know, she doesn't like conflict, and that's kind of what's happening. So her first Valentine's Day that she has is really, really bad. Everything kind of goes horribly wrong. She gets into a car accident. She finds out her boyfriend cheated on her. She lost her internship. And then she finds out her dad's moving to Texas, and all these bad things happen. So then the next day she wakes up and she basically redoes the day. The first 5 chapters were very, very short because the day was pretty much the same and she was just kind of realizing. But as the books gets longer, the chapters are getting longer. I'm having a really, really fun time with it. I like Lynn Painter's writing. I like the characters. I like this new guy, Nick. It's just very, very different. I remember when I read Today, Tonight, Tomorrow by Rachel Lynn Solomon. I love that book so much because both of the characters were connected to the Groundhog Day element, and I don't know if that's what this is going to be, but I'm having a really, really fun time with it. Like, I'm reading it pretty quickly, so my goal is to read another 100 pages, so to get up to like 212 or 200 and whatever, 200 and something. Get to the 204 to get to Convention 16 and read a little bit more for you all, but I'm having a really, really fun time with it. If I had to say my recommendations now, who I think did this, I think it was Beatrice from Beatrice's Book Nook, just because I think she's read both of these books and I think she's liked them, and she's more of a contemporary and fantastical reader, but I don't know. So yeah, I am going to go read a bit more of this. I'm also doing reading for other vlogs that I just haven't really started yet, but I will talk to you guys soon when I have a solid update and when I read about 100 more pages of this. Also, TV watching. I am watching a bit of Harlots. I'm on season 2 of Harlots, and I'm always trying to catch up on YouTube. That is like my daily goal, to catch up on YouTube. So I will talk to you guys when I read about 100 more pages of this book. Bye. Hey friends, I'm back. I just want to say that I did wind up reading up to page 200 in The Do-Over by Lynn Painter. I am enjoying this book. Whenever I read like Groundhog Day books, I've read this in like 4 of them, so I'm going to say this. There's always a section in the book where like the character just decides to say, you know, screw it to everything and make like really, really rash decisions. And as a reader, I'm like, oh my God, I would never do that. That would make me so nervous. So like that's the part we're in, and it's also probably going to be like the longest section. But I am liking it. I think it's fun. I think we're definitely learning a lot about our male character, and I think it's interesting because again, she's the one in the time loop, so he's not aware of that. But I'm liking it. Also, every chapter starts off with like a confession that she's making every new day. So yeah, we have about 100 pages left. I am having a fun time with it. I don't really love the characters. Like, I don't love our main character a lot. I think there was one do-over where like she made good decisions and I was like, oh, I like that. I hope that was like her, but she's just making reckless choices. But I am having a good time with it. It's fun. It's a quick read. So yeah, I'm gonna go read. I'm gonna probably finish it out because I only have like maybe like 100 pages left, but I'm really having a fun time. I definitely think that this is Beatrice's pick. I think that Sombrero and The Do-Over were both. If I had to rate it now, I would probably say it's going to get a 4-star rating for me because I think it's fun. I think it's quick. I don't adore the characters, but I also think it's very realistic to like this age. Like I work with a lot of kids, like I said, make reckless choices, and like I'm just intrigued. But you know, I also think it's a very insular story when one character is kind of reliving the day, because you know, the reckless choices make me nervous as a reader, but that's just a personal thing. But yeah, I am enjoying it, so I'm gonna go wrap this book up, try to read it a bit more. I'm also still watching Harlots. I'm on sprints with Brittany and Neva and Kelsey and all of those people who I really, really like watching. They're really, really fun, and I never get to do sprints during the school year, so, and they'll be sprint on Thursdays and Tuesdays, so. But yeah, I'm having a really, really fun time. I don't know what I'm going to read next. I don't know what vlog I'm going to do. I do know that August is going to be chaotic. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, well, I have to film tomorrow too. Sorry, my brain is like in 5 different locations. But yeah, all right. I'm going to go wrap up the rest of this, give you guys my full thoughts, and make sure I didn't leave anything out when I'm watching these vlogs, because I've never really done one before. But yeah, I'm having a fun time with it. I think the characters are fun. I think the characters are very, very realistic. I definitely want to read the other one, like Better Than the Movies and Betting on You. But this one is just a fun time. Like the characters aren't capturing me, but I also don't hate them, which is good. And I think it's a very, very quick read. Groundhog Day is not my favorite trope, but I do like her writing style quite a bit. So I will see you when I have another update and when I'm done with the do-over. Bye. Friends, I'm back. So I'm here to sort of wrap up this vlog because I am pleased to report I did wind up finishing The Do-Over by Lynn Painter. I'm going to give this book a solid 3.75 stars. I will probably round it up to 4 on Goodreads, but I had a super fun time with this book. It's been so long since I've read a YA contemporary, so I really do like it. And I gave it 4 stars. I think I would definitely read more by Lynn Painter in the future. I think that she's an author that crosses both adult and YA, which I tend to like because I can kind of pick my fancy. Thought it was a fun concept. I thought the characters were fun. I thought the high school drama was like really, really, you know, modern and like contemporary. I work with middle school kids, so the drama tends to be a little bit similar. I like the romantic entanglements. I like the end of the book. I sort of, you know, again, it was a little, romances can be a bit predictable. There was a I thought this was a solid, like, I don't even know what trope I would say. I would say this was more of like a friends to more romance, just because like it was strangers to friends to more kind of throughout this whole like time, like Groundhog Day situation. I had a super fun time with it, and I'm going to give it 4 stars. So we're going to wrap up these 2 books. I like them both. I gave this one 3.75 stars, and I gave this book 3.75 stars. So they're both going to go up to 4 on Goodreads. I don't think I found a new favorite, like a new all-time favorite. I don't really think any of these books are really outside my comfort zone. I definitely read more YA fantasy than anything, so this was definitely like playing to my moment. I've read Aiden Thomas before. I've liked his other books. Honestly, in the Aiden Thomas canon, this is probably my least favorite of his books, but I still enjoyed it. I'm curious for the sequel. I thought this book was very heavy on the world building. The competition was fun, the rep was good, the conversations were good, and this was just a fun time. So yeah, I am going to lock in my answers. I think that these were recommended by Beatrice from Beatrice Book Snook. Could I be wrong? Yes, of course I could. But yeah, I had a really fun time doing this, and because I haven't really included these books in wrap-ups, and I don't think I will because they're supposed to be secret, I just want to say again, this was a 3.75 star read for me, and this was a 3.75 star for me, so nothing stood out, but I did like both of them. I hope you guys like my vlog. Again, please, I will link all the other creators below if I'm able. I'll link them all below. And please watch everyone else's videos. It will be super fun. And thank you so much to Danny and all the other creators for having me be involved in this project. It was a real honor. And I'll see you guys next time for the next Booktuber that I'm going to read some recs for, because I'm really excited. It should be a lot of fun. So let me know in the comments if you read any of these books and if you like them. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.